Alright guys, welcome back. It's your boy Kiwi here. Sorry for having to record on this screen first, but I just wanted to say I did mess up on this video a little bit just because my mic was not in the picture, the one you see right here. So we did lose all the audio or my dialogue the first couple minutes, and then I catch on. Also want to say sorry about my channel being inconsistent at the moment. I've been going through a lot of things. Working on it, trying to get everything together. Mental health is an important thing, guys. Don't take it lightly. And I just wanted to say I'm gonna improve on my battling. I know that I've been playing a little poorly as recent, but I promise I'm gonna step it back up to what I used to be playing like. All right, let's get to the battle. All right, here we go. Guys, don't mind that little warning screen in the bottom middle. That's actually where my face cam usually is, and I blocked it just so that what you see me saying doesn't mess up the or kind of confuse you with what I'm actually saying now, as this is an older video. Today we're going to be facing off against the Milwaukee Metachamps, Coach Goki Gamer. Awesome guy, awesome energy. You love playing against people like this or coaches like this just because you always feel like it's going to be a fun battle regardless of the outcome. As you can see, we are currently 2-2, and he was actually played 1 week early just because he needed to be ahead of schedule because he was busy. Also, guys, do you dig this new layout? I'm loving it. Worked with arts a little on creating that nice universal sparkle. I love Astro in general, and I thought this tone or this color looked awesome with the FBL colors. But aside from that, let's get into it. All right, so knowing that he had Quagsire, Sneasel, and Bronzong, I had said that Entei was a requirement. And instead of bringing the generic Sacred Fire Entei, I opted for Eruption with a Power Herb Solar Beam to catch the Quagsire, on a switch-in. Now, I didn't want to bring Entei in later because I wasn't sure at what point I'd have another clean swap, so I decided to lead it because he is at a relatively high base speed. And as you see, generally his team is slower than the Entei, along for the exception of Tornadus and Sneasel, or Weavile, sorry. But Weavile generally wouldn't switch in, obviously, and Tornadus is just frail. So let's go with the leads. He's gonna send out his Silvally, and the green, I'm just gonna assume it's grass. I'm not sure the color for bug. I assume it's like a little off green color, but we're gonna see that my Entei is pressure. And I'm gonna just check right away to make sure it's grass, and it is. And I was so excited for this lead because I decided that, or I knew that I had a free eruption. This thing cannot stay in on a Sacred Fire and eruption. I don't think he wants to take the damage even if he's bulky, and based on the attacks and multi-attack, you know, being grass, it wouldn't want to swing. I was hesitant because I thought it might be a special or mix just because I do have Zygarde, and you would want the Ice Beam just to Oko the Zygarde. My Zygarde is frail, and it's gonna go down to that Ice Beam for sure. Not running Yachi on it this week, so I'm swapping out the Darm for whatever he had before. Sorry. Darmanitan, you'll see later on, was as much as a threat as I knew it would be. That thing is hella annoying. So he's gonna switch out. I'm assuming it's Quagsire, but we're not afraid because we are at max health, and this eruption should still do a huge chunk. Gonna get it off, and we're gonna see this thing drop about like 35-36%, I'd say. And I was so excited. You see how fast I clicked that Solar Beam? I was ready. I didn't really think about it too much, but in retrospect, I realized this thing could be Rindo. Lo and behold, my Power Herb procs, and you're gonna see that he is Rindo. It is what it is. But you know, us being heavily specially attack invested, this thing is still gonna go down. So we are off to an amazing start. All right, this thing goes down, and this was one of our biggest problems of getting, like, just breaking, because even if Celesteela gets on a roll, this thing will probably just be unaware. Clefable was the other unaware mon, and he didn't bring it in. Right here, I figured he would just U-turn. I said there's no way he stays in and just Earthquake because I have too many things I could just switch into, being Me Spirit, Cryogonal, and Celesteela. And he did U-turn actually. So I actually brought Scorching Sands on this thing just because if he's not Levitate on the Bronzong, it does hurt. It does hurt a few other mons on his team. I forget what else I had prepped it for, but it was just worth it to bring it. So he does switch into Bronzong, and we're going to see Scorching Sands connect, which means that this thing is indeed heat proof like I assumed it would be. A good set of damage. We're gonna see leftovers proc. Based on the calcs, I realized that he probably had special defense invest, and I still said to myself, well, I'm at about like, I'd say what, 85% maybe. This eruption should still do a huge chunk. So I went for it. Not knowing what he would want to do, I decided it was worth it just to go for it and at least put myself in a situation where he doesn't get some setup in. Bronzong obviously does get Earthquake, but I was willing to trade the damage with the eruption for the Earthquake damage just because I figured another Scorching Sands after this eruption would kill. And also, I figured that if I go down, I get a clean switch, and Quagsire was out of the picture. So he actually did try to set up. He went for Substitute. This is gonna put him in the red right here, and again, leftovers. I'm just gonna eruption again. No reason not to. Right? Guys, don't mind me playing with the sprites during this battle because I was trying to see what was the most efficient way to still let it be known what mons were on the team, but still so you guys would see them and still know what has fainted or what I've killed already. He goes for the body press. Seeing that body press made me understand why he has Substitute. He was probably some sort of defensive buff, like Iron Defense or something. And that being said, that explained why he was specially defensive. So he was looking to scale in the defense and increase his body press, and hoping that his special defense natural or inherent special defense would be enough. I'm not sure why he thought I would switch out though. So Entei is gonna go, picking up 2 kills right away. Amazing, right? I'm in a 2-0 lead right now. Bronzong and Quagsire both down, 2 of his tanks. And this game, I really thought I would run with this game at this point. And you're gonna see that I kind of trolled it. I've got to stop like thinking that my mon or my teams are fast enough and that I don't need a Scarf for it. So he's gonna bring in Weavile right here, and not sure what he was planning to do. I mean, he'd have to go for the dark move. Yep, knock off. I didn't have an item, and that shit still hurt. Like, that really hurt. Gonna get off the eruption, but I'm so low that this is not gonna do enough. I figured it was better just to stay in. I didn't expect that much from the knockoff. I'm not gonna hold you. No, being that I didn't have an item, but I guess the stab kind of compensates for me not having an item and makes it like the neutral sort of swing. He's gonna knock off again. I'm gonna go down. Right here, I'm gonna have to figure out something faster than the Weavile. Not sure what I opted for right away. I don't remember this battle too well. It's so far behind me now. It's been like 2 weeks. And the reason why I haven't gotten to uploading this battle on time or during the week I was supposed to was just because, like I said, I had to do the voiceover. So I bring in Celesteela knowing that he's got knockoff. I also have weakness policy in this thing with Autonomize. He's definitely going to switch out right here. And I brought this set thinking that I wouldn't be able to get rid of Quagsire. Maybe I could have brought it with a different move, like the Air Slash per se, and I could have done much better with it. He's gonna opt to switch out, I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna get a free Autonomize, which is huge, +2 speed. I actually made a miscalc in this when I set up, but he stayed in actually and went for triple axle, which was kind of huge. I was not expecting this. Like, again, I should have ran the calcs. I was not expecting this much damage out of this thing. It was sad to see that happen, but it is what it is. I could have chose better. He's gonna see that I'm nimble, and I'm just gonna go for the flamethrower. I think, I can't remember, it just made more sense to flamethrower, or do I go for the Giga Drain? I don't think Giga Drain would kill, but okay, so I go for flash cannon. I imagine he switches, or he just, oh, he lets it go down. Okay, I actually completely forgot about this. So he lets the Weavile go down. He decides that the Weavile is expendable, which it really kind of is. I don't think Weavile in the endgame was his priority, knowing that Zeraora is faster. And an Ice Shard isn't killing my Zeraora. Also, guys, note that I did run no item on Meesprit this week just because I assumed he'd bring Delmise with Poltegeist, but instead, to compensate for his lack of grass type not bringing Delmise, he made the Silvally the grass type, which was pretty good on his type, or his part. I was not expecting it. I expected his Silvally to be more of a ground type, honestly. Will Smith, who will that be? That's going to be the Thunderous. And at this point, it doesn't even matter that I'm weakness policy. I'm so low that I'm just gonna die. So I opted to flamethrower. This is where I was saying I made a miscalc. I thought this thing was faster because I had actually speed crept, I could have sworn, but apparently I didn't. A speed crept a +2, and apparently I didn't. That flamethrower would have been pretty huge. It would have meant that Priagonal could have came in at some point because it was specially defensive, and get in a freeze dry, which would probably kill. Like, honestly. Alright, so I go into Priagonal. He's specially defensive. And knowing that, I didn't think he would stay in, obviously. So I actually go for Toxic because I expect to switch, and he has nothing that really wants to hold a Toxic. He's down till Silvally, Thunderous, and Darm. Well, Unova Darm. He's gonna switch straight into Monkey. I should have figured this thing was Scarfed the way he was playing it. Here's another big misplay, I guess. Well, not necessarily. I think at this point I struggled because I got so ahead of myself to establish what I needed or what was expendable. This Cryogonal I definitely needed for Thunderous and Silvally, potentially. And I think I do switch here, obviously knowing that the Flare Blitz comes down. And the thing is, I switch into Me Spirit, a fully defensive Me Spirit, expecting this not to be in such a poor condition after Flare Blitz. But once again, I didn't run the calcs. So the Flare Blitz is going to come down. And it's going to do like, I'd say 60%. It's freaking huge, bro. Like, this thing was a real problem. And at this point, I'm like, well, shit, I don't know what to do. Maybe I could have gave up Zygarde. It wasn't as important. I probably should have gave up Zygarde, because then I could have just came in and, you know, Psychicked or Stealth Rocks per se. And I would have known for sure that he was Scarfed. I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't know for a fact. But seeing that he would have outsped the Zygarde, then I knew he was Scarfed, and I would have probably played a little different. I probably would have just came into, because, you know, like, let's say that was Zygarde right there. That would have done way more damage. And that being said, after one hit, a Banded Extreme Speed is not something he wants to hold, per se. So that would have been pretty huge. I'm just going to go into Zygarde right here. And I think I do just click E-Speed. I'm not sure. I forget. We're about to find out. Why didn't I just click E-Speed? Oh, I did it. I still didn't know he was Scarfed. I trolled it. Yeah, I should 100% click E-Speed always. Like, there was no reason to 1,000 arrows. I got greedy thinking that I could just stay in and bandit 1,000 arrows everything. But E-Speed would have probably killed from that range. And I would have never took that damage on Zygarde. That was a huge play. I think that was probably the turning point for my game right there. Guys, again, forgive me for the sprites on screen. It's pretty bad. I actually switched instead of just hitting this thing, which was probably the next problem, because he's gonna flame charge, and I'll never forget it, because this was, not only was that play huge, but this play turned the game around for him. So after I saw the damage, then I knew he was physical. It was at that point Kiwi knew he fucked up. Then I knew this thing was physical, or physically offensive per se, and sucks. He's faster now, and I'm not gonna be able to do much really. I'm gonna just hit the freeze dry because I got no choice, and I actually have no way to outspeed this thing now. And this multi-attack is gonna kill, being the typing of and it being physically offensive. And he's faster with his whatchamacallit, his Silvally now, so that kind of sucks. In hindsight, I probably could have went into Zygarde and clicked E-Speed, but it definitely wouldn't have been enough to kill everything, I think. So he's faster, he's gonna get his multi-attack off, you're gonna see my Blaze Kick. I think I was just a bit tilted at this point. No, I don't think E-Speed would have done that much to him. It wouldn't have made a huge difference. I probably would have needed a Play Rough, Blaze Kick crit. It would have been nice if I got the burn. Like, it would have been huge if I got the burn. Not saying I would have lived. I probably wouldn't have regardless at that point. But yeah, he's just gonna be free to click multi-attack at this point. And Zeraora is gonna go down. Like I said, guys, I haven't been really thinking about my plays so much from mid to late. I don't know. Like I guess I've been struggling to see my win con or my way out, and I just kind of been playing lackluster after week 3. It's bad, I know. It is my own league. I shouldn't be playing so poorly, right? Do I click E-speed here so I could even see like how much damage I do? I think no. I just kind of gave up. I click scale shot just on the off chance he does some weird shit, and I could outspeed the rest of the stuff. But he actually doesn't. He just goes for the multi attack, and I go down. You can see me not even messing with the sprites anymore because I was pretty upset with myself. But I have to say, GG's to Gookie Gamer. Getting out of that hole that I put him in first couple turns. You know, it is what it is. This went black. Whoops. And all you see is warning. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope to see you in the next one. I promise I'm going to improve when we play King Soza.